Hey folks, from time to time I'd like to talk about depression. Not because I enjoy it, but because I have been depressed for many, many years of my life. And so I like to give people insight. Now, it's also Mental Health Awareness Month. So I thought that maybe I would try to, at least once a week, make a video talking about some aspects of depression because it's something that I can speak to, not as a professional, mental health professional in any way, but just somebody who has experienced it. And, if you're experiencing things like this, or if you understand things like this, then maybe it'll help, or maybe it, will make sure that you understand that you're not the only one, which, as somebody who has gone through it and is still oftentimes fighting with it, um, that sometimes that makes the difference. Today, though, I want to talk about one particular aspect of it, and unfortunately, I am going to have to, at this point in time, give you a trigger warning because there is going to be talk about, as they say on the app, unaliving yourself. Um, one of the biggest causes of that particular action is, without a doubt, and I know this firsthand, um, feel the feeling of being a burden. This is something that is it's just part of the depression experience. It's part of, everything that you do. The longer that you sit in a depression, the longer that you feel depression. And when I say sit in, a lot of times people will kind of make in their mind, they make it out as if somehow you're just stuck there and, if you just got up and moved, you'd be better. That's not at all how I mean it, so please don't take it that way. That is an ignorant way of looking at depression. But when I talk about that, when I'm using that terminology, what I mean is oftentimes the longer you're in it, the more you start to feel like a burden. This is unavoidable to a certain degree. And really honestly, it comes on pretty fast. And you don't necessarily know the feeling. You don't recognize it necessarily, but over time it becomes, honestly, one of the worst parts of depression is the feeling that my sadness, my grief, my whatever these feelings are inside of me, whatever is happening inside of my head is hurting the people around me. And the thing about it is that this is one of those things that even once you're, depression adjacent, you still feel this part of it. This will haunt you for the rest of your life. Trust me on this. I'm telling you from firsthand experience. Again, uh, this is one of those things where you will look at, when you come out of the haze, when the bubble pops and you can finally see things clearly, you realize that not only you actually were a burden, but you've got to live with the repercussions of that now, and it brings you back into the depression. And here's the thing about it. I just said something that people are going to go, "Don't say that." But it's just the truth. Like, this is something that we need to understand. If you want to break down the stigma of depression, then you have to speak about it in a way that people can truly understand. A depressed person is going to go, "Yeah, yeah, I know." They're not gonna be like, "Oh my god, what?" That's people that don't understand the symptoms, that don't understand how it feels, that do that, and they think that somehow white knighting over the language used is the way to do it. That's not gonna help anybody. What's gonna help people is that they understand that there are people out there that know what it feels like and could maybe help guide them out of it. The reality is that a lot of times you become, when you're heavily depressed, and even if you're functioning and you're doing things and you're trying to smile and you're doing the things that we do in society, you are a burden because you are creating that negativity in the space around you, and the people around you have to lift you up. Now here's the key. Oftentimes the deciding factor between whether somebody gets out of that particular part of it is the people around them. The people around them that even though they will say, "You're not a burden. Oh, don't think that way. You're not a burden." It's the nice way of saying things, right? It's a very kind thing to say. But at the same time, they know they're taking on more to carry you through everyday life. They know they are. They just might not mind. And in that they don't feel the burden, right? They don't feel it. These are the people that will literally be the difference between life and death at that point in time. The people that are like that, the people that say, I know that I'm taking on more, but it doesn't bother me because I love you. You're not a burden in that sense. But to deny the fact that somebody with depression is a burden is to basically tell them that their way of seeing the world is wrong. It basically is like it's hard to explain when you haven't had depression, but when somebody tells you something like that, it's the same as somebody saying I love you, right? They can be heartfelt, but it doesn't feel the same. It feels, you don't receive that energy the same way. And so when somebody tells you when you're depressed, oh, you're not a burden, don't worry about it, inside of yourself you think, why are they lying to me? I know I am. I know what I'm doing. What you want to say instead is, I will help you with that burden. You may feel like a burden. I will be there to help you. I will lift you. I will carry you. I will do whatever has to be done to get you through this. I will be by your side. Yes, I take on more because you're going through this, but I am more than willing to do that because of how much I love you, how much I care about you, how important you are to me. And I know that you don't feel it, and I know that it may not feel the same to you as it does to everybody else, but the reality is that I will be by your side to fight with you, to get through this with you. And even though it may hurt me sometimes, and even though I may not understand it all the time, I will do everything I can to be by your side. These are the kind of words that will literally make the difference in somebody's life. Understanding that they come from a place of honesty, of truth. You can't deny the fact that when somebody is a burden, that they are a burden, right? Like they have to, when they say it out loud, you have to say, yes, it is difficult, but we will get through it together. I know I'm carrying more than I should, but we will get through it together. I will carry you through hell if I have to. And when you have that kind of resolve and you have that kind of love and you can approach it from a way that is team building, for lack of a better word, you really can make a huge difference in somebody's life. It is almost, I get a little emotional thinking about it, but it is impossible to overstate how horrifying it feels to look around your life and say, I'm bringing everybody down. And that's when you get to, and we've all heard this before, this world will be better without me. That's when you get to that, is because you feel like you, just by your existence, are bringing everything down. You're making it harder for everybody. And the reality of it is that you kind of are. Like that, like where people carry each other's shit all the time, right? We do that. That's what we do as people. And when you are depressed, you do bring. This is from coming from. Keep in mind what the fucking source of this is. This is from somebody who brought down my entire family, people that I loved for 15 years. I raised my kids in depression. I have to live with the fact that that fucked them up for probably their entire life because of what I was dealing with. I have to understand that. I have to live with that. I have to recognize the burden that I was. And I'm telling you now that as somebody who was in it, as somebody that was feeling it, when you start to recognize it, what you want is somebody to be by your side. Not somebody to blow smoke up your ass, not somebody to try to make you feel better. Somebody that will tell you, I will be here with you. It may be a weight, it may be a lot, it may be hard to manage, but I will be here with you. That is what makes the difference. And that's why I wanted to make the videos, because that feeling of being a burden is something that a lot of people, whether they're depressed or not, feel at points in their life. And I think that it's important to address it. I think that it's an important thing for people to really understand. Coming straight from the mind of a depressed person, I can tell you that realism is important, and not losing yourself in the, flowery talk that we oftentimes attribute to mental health, um, is a good thing. Like being real and understanding where it's coming from. You're not a burden, even if you are, because I am willing to lift you. That's the message you want to have. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.